things, and we're going to get serious about the ag report here in a bit, but the odds are that he has it done are slim to none, as slim to sit down.
No, I got the ag report. The corn is at 436 to 4/10. So it ain't moving much. The soybeans are at 11.47, down a penny. They ain't moving much either. Ain't much going on in the grain market these days.
You hear that chopper going overhead of Timbuktu? So what are you saying? The prices are, where are they?
They're way lower than they need to be.
Bob.
Soybeans need to be 15. Corn needs to be $7-8 to make any money.
But it's not.
But it ain't.
What's the solution?
I don't know. Can't grow nothing else because there ain't no infrastructure for it.
I need some optimism, ag. We're doing the ag report. A little bit of optimism here.
I don't know what to tell you. There ain't much out there as far as positive stuff coming our way.
Options?
I mean, they could reopen USAID and all that food they were sending them.
Who's
Would
that?
help some.
The government?
Yeah.
But the USAID was...
I can't remember how much.
Abolished.
USAID was, yeah, they basically killed it.
I'm not even going to start talking partisan politics yet because it's so early in the show. But I will hit the record because the ag report seemed dismal, which is a bummer because we're rooting for the farmers, aren't we?
Yeah.
He's a farmer and a gun whacker. We also have a couple of guests lined up for today. Jordan Smoot and my son-in-law Drew, who's running for Congress in Kentucky, District 1. He has a fundraiser thing today, so we may get shuffled to the side. But you have anything pressing to do on the ag report, or are we just going to switch to weather?
Just looked up what USA bought. This is typically 2 to 2.1 billion annually is what corn, wheat, soybeans that they purchased. So now that that's gone, that's one more part of the demand side that's gone.
And the China market has not come back, correct?
No.
I think we may have irreparably damaged that. But so you take that out.
If they get it somewhere else cheaper, they're gonna get it somewhere else cheaper.
But isn't but isn't one of the big problems with farming is the lack of markets? Sir?
Well, it's not lack of markets. Nobody eats soybeans. Nobody eats corn. It ain't like you can go sell it at the farmer's market.
Right.
It's demand for it comes from feeding cattle, and there's some of it they use for soybean oil,
Right.
but most of it's used for feeding other food.
So if it's not bought up in a big wholesale kind of way, it kind
It
of
don't get bought.
and then it sits in
When's the last
silos.
time you bought a bag of soybeans? Everything you eat's got soybean oil in it, but you ain't bought a bag of soybeans in your whole life.
Right, and what about the corn on the cob? I bought corn on the cob.
Yeah, that's sweet corn.
Oh.
That ain't what we grow around here.
I don't have any teeth no more though, so I can't eat corn. That's fun. Okay, well, let's talk of the weather a little bit then. The weather's gonna turn good, ain't it? It's gonna get warm.
Supposed to be, ain't much rain in sight, which we don't need really any rain. It's
What?
sloppier than crap everywhere right now.
Because of the melt.
Yeah.
What about the
melt.
drought though? Is the drought
Well, the
still?
drought's still in effect. Everything, we're pumping water in our bio because it's about to go dry.
So we do need rain, but
Yeah, we just don't need it.
you don't want it. Okay. Can't please farmers. You just can't. It's like women. But did you please your woman on Valentine's Day? I hope you did. Did you?
Sure.
Both of us did because we don't have one. Wow. Humor. We also run this tape the entire time because we don't like to be, not accused, but be thought that we edit things out selectively. We don't. We start it. We let the people who sometimes come talk about it. And that's how we do the show. We do the show for our own mental health, for try to roll back male toxicity. I don't think we've accomplished that, but we have been doing this show now, Ag, how long?
I don't know.
I started in late August.
About 18, 19 months, weeks. No.
Yeah, not months. We started in late August, man. And for the entire show, Ag does that the entire show. He scrolls with the hard stuff and the good stuff. But normally at this point we would have 2 minutes of Skinner or Scotty. Our heart's out to Scotty. We think about him. Or then we would go to Riley or Bob. Those two aren't here. So now we'll slip to 4, which was KP's take. But all you gotta do with my take is read my fake book, Dolan Rogers II, because it's on fire and he stirs shit, from what I understand. Right?
Yep.
Why is that?
No idea.
You do too? What's the idea? What is the reason behind that?
Just stir shit.
No, the reason behind that is to spur conversation and to maybe enlighten. I just do it in a bad way and a wrong way. I get that. I come off as I believe as Bob said, a prick. Okay, I do. But in the eyes of Janie and Al, I don't. Which is really what concerns me. I wish I could be more likable, but I've never have been likable. It's just, I've always said I'm good in small doses. I'm aware, I have that much self-awareness. Do you agree?
Yep.
Meaning, you know when I hang around with belong either. What do we got going on over there? Anything interesting?
I'm reading about the deregulation. It was they're basically trying to kill all the climate regulation. They being the government.
We've been talking about they a lot.
Get ready to not be able to see out your window. Coal is clean.
Man, okay, so we're going to talk politics. Coal is not clean. Coal is not a burgeoning industry. Coal is a dead and dying industry, or a dying and dead industry, as evidenced by what happened in Europe and America in the 30s and 40s and 50s. Coal is what? Costly and dirty?
Yeah, pretty much.
So not clean and cheap.
No.
It's not good at all.
You can't breathe it. You can't eat it.
So the 2 minutes of Skinner. I've been doing some good deep dives, but I've been doing some good Eagles deep dives because Don Henley did a great interview with CBS. You know, the one where Stephen Colbert had Tarlico, the Democrat senator candidate from Texas. CBS threw a hissy, and Colbert outsmarted him by putting it on YouTube, which didn't fall under the envelope of the FCC's criteria of equal nonsense, which, you know, that really went away with the repeal of the Fairness Doctrine in 1987. I wrote about this on my Facebook page. You can read it if you'd like. And I tried to explain how radio and TV broadcast over the air had to adhere to a certain level of standards.
You had to give equal time.
Yeah.
If
there was one.
Yeah.
Which there always was, because that's how the media made uber money in political years. When I ran the newspapers, we loved the political years because you
get paid.
You get paid big. Also, politicians have to pay cash up front, and they have to pay the highest rate you got. So it was all good. But money is how it all works anyhow. I think we can all agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah, except for talk radio. Yeah.
Wow. What do you mean by that?
I mean, they never gave equal time to anybody.
Well, that's because of the repeal of the Fairness Doctrine in '87. That's what gave life to Rush Limbaugh. He wasn't on before then.
Yeah.
So prior to then, he wouldn't have been able to do the shit he did. Once that was repealed, then he did. And it's been repealed, but it's been repealed. So.
Yeah, it's been repealed the whole time.
But Flush and Limbaugh did more damage to the ill-informed electorate in this country than any person I know in the last 50 years. You?
Yeah. Pretty bad.
Yeah, and my good friend Donnie always listened to him because you always...
Way worse today, though. Like the whole pushing the anti-vaxxers and all that junk. Like, they're dangerous. Gonna get people killed.
Weapons-grade propaganda, I believe is what Scotty used to refer to it.
Yeah.
Did you see the workout video with... I guess he did. With RFK?
Yeah, I saw it.
What is Kid Rock's real name? Bruce Thomas, Charles, Richard, some kind of stupid shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like prequel to Brokeback Mountain to me.
And I've not seen that movie yet. I heard that it was romantic. But so we're gonna make a phone call here in a minute to Jordan. We're gonna do a 15-minute show. We had and also try to get hold of Drew. So you're gonna have to carry the show now with that camera there, Ag, while I'm gone. So what are you gonna talk about before I get up and make this call?
What you gotta get up and make a call for?
Our guest for the show.
Can you just call them?
I guess I could. But no, I have to get up. But I was wanting you to kind of carry the load here while I'm fiddling around. Because I get nervous and I choke it up.
Toyota just announced it's terminating its $7 billion plant in Alabama. They're moving to Canada.
No. Source. I need the source.
Republican High Crimes and Misdemeanors Facebook page.
Okay, so that may be not true.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I've been hearing too much about places canceling their... Was it Hyundai in Tennessee? They went and rounded up all their workers. Like, even though they were all supposed to be there and legally there, they went and rounded them up anyway. No, it was South Korea.
Jordo, KP and Ag here. How are you, buddy? Well, likewise. We don't have you on the camera yet, but I just want to let you know. We're Facebook friends too, right? So why don't we do Messenger so we can see your little cute little facey? You want to do that? Okay. You call me on Messenger and I'll get up and so we can put on the camera so that people can see you, Jordan. All right, buddy. All right. See. Do you know Jordan?
I don't think so.
Do you know Butch Smoot? Do you remember Ricky? Wanda does.
Mom probably does. She remembers everybody.
Yeah, but great humans. The grandfather used to raise Swedish pointers, hunting dogs. Was had a great little business there. He also pitched fast pitch softball. Did Mr. Smoot, and oh man, that's. I just got a thumbs up.
Call him up.
I'm trying. You see, we don't have editing facilities yet. We don't have the production equipment that we really need.
You see the Kung Fu battle robots?
I did not.
It's China's humanoid robot team.
We've been gaslit by Jordan. Wow. Welcome, Mr. Smoot.
Camera can't hear you because you got your headphones on.
Oh, I got you. I'm on the headphones. He said we can't hear you. I got to turn my headphones off.
Let me grab my, I'm going to grab my headphones myself. I got you. I'm doing it from my phone.
Wow. Hey, it's our production equipment. We are seeking sponsors at some point again to get us the equipment. We don't need much, but a couple grand will get us to where we're going, and Ag and I are pledged to move onward.
Nice, man. I've got a buddy that legitimately basement, trying to figure out how I want to get this thing set up.
Well, I love the production quality. How long you had this beard?
What is it?
How long you had this beard?
Oh man, I've had the beard now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been ultimately, I don't know, it's not quite been this long, and then every winter I kind of grow it out.
Right.
I've got some meetings coming up in the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna have to at least trim it down and probably have the 5 o'clock shadow for some of the meetings. And
Wow, the cool 5 o'clocker.
Right.
It does make you look like a grizzly man. It makes you look older. And what, you told me earlier you're 40, how much?
44.
Jeez. You're a pup.
Yes, sir.
You're a pup, brother.
Yeah, I'd like to be about 24 and have the knowledge that I know now, but unfortunately that's not possible, you know. That's why I always found King Solomon to be so fascinating, because the one thing he requested was wisdom. Right
on.
And so...
it's not wasted on the youth.
That's so unfortunate.
It is, but I think that's part of the dues paying process that we all go through in life. If it was easy, then everybody would be like living on the shining hill. But I think the struggles and the travails that we endure and encounter and survive make us who we turn out to be in the end.
Absolutely. I believe every good experience and every bad experience is ultimately what makes us who we are and shapes us and molds us to be what God wants us to be. If we embrace it and try to have a positive outlook on it, you know. So.
Yes, sir. And you know, I witnessed to you last week, I believe. I do to Ag weekly, and you know, he's still in the doubtful stage, and that's okay, because I fought it and battled it most of my life, internalized it, looked into it, and just couldn't accept it. And Jordan, I don't know how to say it except for it was the grace and a loving, touching hand on my shoulder at New Bethel Baptist last Easter. It just settled my soul in a way that I try to define on paper and such, but I don't do it good enough justice. But I hope everybody experiences what I think I'm feeling now.
100%, I'm with you, Kevin. You know, in regards to that is, I think, what's the old saying? All you have to do is ask, and if you ask, you shall receive. But I would say there's an added step to that. Like, there has to be. Well, I came to my faith through the loss of my brother, but I had mocked the Lord about 6 months prior to that. I thought I was in control of my world, my destiny, and I said, God, if you're real, prove it to me. And boy, did he smack me in the face with it. And I'm so thankful he did, you know. And it's funny that we're talking about this, because I was on the phone yesterday with a very, very close friend of mine and her mother. They recently, she lost her son 2 days ago. He had been battling some demons, and they had caught up with him, man. And he had pretty much drank to the point to where his organs said, I'm done. And he had fought the battle for quite some time. So this dark, dirty world sometimes will get the best of you, man, if you don't have something to lean on, and it's something to, you know, I find a lot of peace and tranquility when I just read the Word of God, man. You know, I'm not necessarily I'm somewhat struggling with the modern day church. I feel like it is somewhat, and I'm not talking about any particular church.
Right.
I'm just talking about church overview as a whole.
Sure.
I think some of it we've been misled on some things, you know. So, and I don't think that was an intentional thing done by any particular church per se. But, you know, if we've got, say, X amount of homeless people that are addicted to drugs in this country, and we're sending X amount of $1 million to another country, to supposedly God's chosen people, you know, well, I don't understand that whole logic there, you know. But I won't get into that today.
We'll save that for another edition of PodOnThePrairie Live. I appreciate you really coming in and being a guest on today. I do. We had talked about it last week, and you followed through, and you know, you are a man of your word, and I appreciate it big time. I was telling Ag about your dad and your uncle, and about your grandpa. Tell us about the Swedish pointers, man. What he used to. What they were Swedish pointers, right?
Yes, sir. They were Swedish pointers. He also, I think he had a few German short hairs. But I can remember Kevin as a little boy, like he had all those pins. He had his kennel out there at the Venner.
Yeah.
And, one of our chores, when I was little, man, like I think he died when either 85 or 86 is when he passed away. But our chores were to hose all out, like the floor, the pen out there. And, man, I think he had 18 kennels, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I think there were 18 slots for dogs.
And folks lined up left and right to get them. Walter Smoot's dogs, that's a Walter Smoot dog.
Absolutely. I think it was pretty well known. My dad had said at one point, I think it was either some Japanese guys maybe or some Chinese guys had called him from all the way over there. Now, this would have been in probably the mid to early 70s. And they offered him, I think, $5,000 for the dog and then like maybe an additional $5,000 in nighttime camera equipment at the time.
Wow.
So, yeah, man, he had some really, I think, prize-winning dogs.
Yes. Yes, and just a gentle, sweet feller. That it felt, and so are your uncle and your father. They just, didn't fall far from the smoot tree, bro.
Man, I'm thankful to hear that, Kevin. That means a lot to me. Uncle Butch, I tell you, I'd say out of all of us, me, from my perspective, he was somewhat the toughest, and I tell you what, watching him age and all of us getting older, time has softened that man to where he's got that gentle, sweet spirit also. So
Yeah.
I miss my father so much, though, man. Golly, there's so many things right now going on in the world that I would like to ask him about just to see what he says.
Right on.
But,
I'm sitting here with chills up and down my arms. I'm trying to hold my phone up so that we get a good look at you. And yeah, I spent so many nights of wonderful evenings of my life, Jordan, playing fast pitch softball. We drove, oh my God, with the Groves brothers there in out of Wyatt, the Wyatt A's. I actually used to bat against Mr. Smoot. Hit my first home run ever against Mr. Smoot in Charleston, and he didn't. I mean, he made me feel good about it. He threw hard. He threw strikes, and
Sure.
There aren't any men in the world that do that anymore. I mean, the fast pitch Kelso has stopped their tournament, and so the world is.
Really?
Yes, yeah. This past year was the first time since back when your dad and I used to play. They didn't have it anymore. The Kelso Fast Pitch Classic.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't know they had stopped that. That was, I'm like you, Kevin. Those were wonderful childhood memories growing up on the fast pitch softball field. Like, golly, seeing y'all men play, like I looked up to all y'all. Like y'all were all stars to me.
We thought
out there.
Lawrence Ball. Woo.
Jackie Groves, Lawrence, you. Yeah, there's a bunch of y'all. Terry Humphrey.
The Hump. Yeah.
Yes.
Hump's wife beat me up one time.
I've seen her. I saw her push a referee or an umpire.
Oh.
She was not happy with the way he was calling strikes that day. And she marched out there on the field. I thought, good Lord, Miss Judy's scary.
She lit me up, dude. This is like 81, 82. And I had done something. I was mouthing her punkin' Hump. We'd beat him or whatever. And she come running down. I was parked outside that gym there, outside the ballpark in Charleston. And like he had to come get her, and Hump and Lawrence had to stop. You don't need to do this. And we laugh about that when we see each other now. I see Hump at a Charleston football game, and so all good memories. So let's talk about a little future then. What is Mr. Smoot got going on for 26? I will talk about my health issues later.
Man, ultimately for me, so I ultimately work in the telecommunications industry. It's a booming market. I've been doing it now going on, I guess I've been with this company 15 years. Man, we've got so many fiber optic design and infrastructure projects. So right now the government's giving out a ton of money to what's called BEAD and BABA, Build America, Buy America. One program is BEAD, one program is BABA, and it's all for basically expanding metropolitan as well as rural fiber optic networks so everybody can have internet and,
Amen.
Have the access to see these podcasts and things of that nature. So
need help out.
My budget this year for the company I work for is $18 million. I don't think we're going to have a problem hitting that, but trying to cover that many customers and make sure it's almost impossible to do it without these sort of web calls and Teams calls, because I've got a 7-state territory. There's only 4 weeks in a month, so trying to be in every state it's difficult to say the least. But I'm thankful to get to do it. So I will say my grand scale plan, though, Kevin, something that God put on my heart about 3 years ago, and I've been working to try to get there, is I'm going to try to purchase some property out of the country, somewhere down in South America, as a backup plan.
Wow.
I have all my eggs in the American basket, whether it be financial, real estate, farmland, whatever it may be. Like, we've been taught that America's the greatest country in the world. Nothing's going to touch us. I mean, we're so arrogant, they don't even teach us 2 languages in school.
Right, right.
So the Lord put it on my heart that is not necessarily always going to stay the same, and that, you need to start preparing for future generations. And if the Lord's willing, man, I'm going to buy me a spot somewhere down in Brazil, off grid, and have a place of safety and refuge for like-minded people to come. A place that they can come to and visit, and it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, or what have you. You're welcome.
Wow.
So that's
Nirvana. Man, that sounds like Nirvana.
Most definitely, man. It's you think about what we do in our day-to-day world. We let some of this political stuff, man. It interferes with us as people.
Yes.
Our relationships, our peace, and there's no sense in that.
I'm guilty. I'm bad guilty of that. I like to throw some of the blame behind what's my health, it's my heart, I just think I am an asshole. But I try to be funny. Sometimes it rubs people the wrong. It's true.
It's an inherent knack that you have. Like, you kind of like to do that in some point.
Yeah.
But it's also what makes you who you are. That's why I love you so much.
Right.
I can remember as a kid on the softball field, I was like, Mom, who is that guy? Like pestering, like, you know what I'm saying? He's a crap stirrer. You know what I mean? And you were always that fellow on the softball field. You played hard. You were a heck of an athlete, but you also were big. You were very intelligent. So you knew that you're the receiver. Like, one of your gifts, Kevin, is your words. You have the gift of speech, and you have the gift of writing, which I find very, very impressive.
Wow.
You have an ability to greatly impact and influence people by those 2 things, and to much is given, much is expected, and that's really all there is to that.
Ooh, well, we were going to wrap it up this week. Now we're going to wrap it up on a good. How many minutes we got done over here, Ag? He's listening, by the way, Jordo. When you go back and look at the show, you'll see him scanning and whatever. He's paying attention. But how many minutes we got done here, Ag?
49.
We've been on. Wow. So, wow. I appreciate those kind words you said about me, friend. Wow.
It's the truth.
Well, thank you. And like Bob said last week, we are family. And,
Absolutely.
my beautiful, wonderful granddaughter has got some of that Smotherman blood in her, bro. And
that's right.
And so, I hope you get to meet Janie someday, and let's set it up where you can be on the show down here, so I don't have to hold this dang camera up for 30 minutes. And let's explore further and do other things that you want to seek and do. I appreciate somebody that talks.
Yeah, man. I look forward to meeting you, man. I would also look forward to coming down there and doing the show in person, because, man, I genuinely think with these platforms, like, man, we have an ability to impact a ton of people in a very positive light. But, y'all, we've got, you think about what's going on in the world today, like on both sides of the house, y'all. Ooh. It's a crock of crap, man.
Yes.
And nobody's being held accountable for their heinous actions, regardless of whether or not they're Democrat or Republican or Libertarian, whatever you want to ascribe the title to it. Like, and these people need to be held accountable for what they're doing to these children.
We were going to go down an Epstein rabbit hole today as well. But do you play ping pong?
I do. And I shoot pool, too.
I saw the pool table behind you, yeah. Well, so then we can get us a good ping pong round table going out here.
Oh, yeah, I was just scrolling through the Epstein photos, and it's a photo of him playing ping pong.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I'm not in the financial bracket to even be invited to any of those parties. You know.
Well, you know, I'm a disabled senior living in the poor folks' home and digging it. Just digging the shit out of it. I can afford that rent. But all right, brother, we end the show like this. It's like team on me, team on three, and then we get out. So put your arm in like this. Ag said 3 words. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, team!
Man, thank y'all for having me.
Man, I'll talk to you soon, bro.
Be good.
Love you too, man.
Be good.
That was a good show.